Hey, if you're watching this video, that means you're probably interested in knowing the difference between these bad, big American diesel trucks versus these European trucks that look completely different. So, the first thing that you do have to understand the difference is a lot of the trucks here in America have this long nose. And over here in Europe side, they actually, or it's called what's called a flat nose. And there's a few different reasons for that specifically. So, the first thing that you do have to understand is Europe is a lot older than America is, right? So a lot of the streets in Europe were designed for horse and buggy. They were not designed for these big tractor trailers to go by, which means the streets are a lot smaller and the roads are a lot windier. For that reason, and that's one of the main reasons there, that's why they had to modify the actual tractor trailer to look completely different than what it looks here. Here in America, we've actually are a much newer country than different countries in Europe, as you can tell, and for that reason we actually have a whole different infrastructure because our roads are a lot wider, our country is a lot bigger, and there's a lot more straight roads moving forward, right? So one of the most difficult things a tractor trailer can actually do is making a tight turn. So as you can see in this video here, this guy is running over the curb all over the place, and he's driving an American truck. Now imagine trying to drive that American truck in places that are super tight. Now I go to Portugal a few times a year since I am Portuguese. I still have family there, and it always amazes me to actually see how tight the roads are. Things that we would feel are like one-way roads here, it's like a three-way road over there. Now of course the cars are a little bit smaller, but you actually have to go and almost touch the walls on the side of the road to keep going. Because in Europe, there's really no sidewalks, especially in a lot of those cities. And you have these big tractor trailers moving through all these tight little streets, and they are true professionals. So that is one of the main reasons why the European trucks, just like this over here, have no nose, because it actually helps them out with the turning radius, right? The maximum length that a tractor trailer can be in Europe is actually 61 feet. So that's why they have to be as efficient as possible and not waste any extra space in the front. One is to make it more efficient when it comes to turning, and two, when they have limited space, you want to make sure that all that space is in the trailer, so then you can actually transport a lot more, which makes a lot of sense. In America, the truck limit is actually 65 feet. So because we actually have longer roads and much wider roads, America is actually able to transport a much longer vehicle. And because they are transporting a lot differently, there's a whole different power distribution. So when it comes to the American trucks, there's a lot more weight in the truck itself, and you're using a whole lot more torque. When it comes to the European trucks, there's a whole lot more axles inside the European truck, and you're actually using the momentum of the vehicle to get the thing going forward. Now, one of the things that most people are not aware of is when it comes to shifting these European trucks versus American trucks, it's two completely separate things. So when you're shifting an American truck, you're actually going to learn what's called double clutching or double shifting, because in these American trucks you have what's called a non-synchronized transmission, which means say you're going to be in third gear, you want to go to fourth gear, you're going to have to raise the RPMs up to 1600 RPMs, then you're going to put the clutch down and go into neutral. Then the RPMs are going to start to drop. Once you get to about 1200 RPMs, you're going to put the clutch down and go into your next gear, which is going to be fifth gear, right? So if we're going from fourth to fifth in this example. In the European truck side, it's going to be just like a car. So they are synchronized transmissions, which means you can kind of just go through the different gears much easier. So you're going to put the clutch down, shift, off the clutch, start giving gas, raise the RPMs. When you're ready to shift, put the clutch down, and then just shift, just like it will be done in any type of normal car, whether it's US or European. All right. So those are the main differences on why European trucks look like this and American trucks look like that. Me, I personally like the look of American trucks. It just looks more badass for me. But the European trucks definitely get the job done, and it's a whole different market out there, a whole different skill level needed. And I even heard, after doing some research, it takes about 6 months of training just to get a CDL license in Europe. Right, so it's a lot harder to do it because the road conditions are so much more different. So make sure, it doesn't matter how hard you think the actual getting a CDL license here is in America, it's always going to be worse if you go to Europe, simply because of all the extra rules and regulations that you do have to go through. Now, just think about it. America is a pretty big country. When you can go from one side of the country to the other, it takes you about 5 to 6 days to do that in a truck. When it comes to doing that in Europe, you're actually traveling across multiple countries in 5 or 6 days. So think about all the extra custom stuff that you have to worry about, because you have to be have your passport with you as you move from country to country in Europe as you're making your over-the-road driving. And that just means you're actually going into different countries, which is pretty cool. So if you are interested in getting yourself a CDL license in America, we can't help you out in Europe yet, but maybe one day in the future would be pretty cool. But if you're interested in getting your CDL license in America, that means you have to have a social security number, you have to have an actual driver's license currently that's valid, be healthy enough to pass a DOT physical, and at least 18 years of age or older. We can help you out here at Driving Academy, where we can actually guarantee that you walk away with a CDL license by giving you unlimited tries at the road test and making sure that you are comfortable in passing the test and getting yourself a job. So if you are interested in learning more, visit our website at cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. We're more than happy to help you out and get you to the next level. Thanks. Have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.